Welcome to How to Use Query Manager to find the query you need, part of the PeopleSoft Financial's Beginning Query Users online series. This course is designed to teach beginning query users how to find existing queries in PeopleSoft. By the end of this course, you will understand the difference between Query Viewer and Query Manager and know how to use both tools to search for existing queries. Now that you know what a query is, you need to know where to find the ones that you will use. You can search for the University System of Georgia queries in two locations, in PeopleSoft and on the Georgia First website. In this course, we'll focus on using PeopleSoft to find queries. In the introduction to this series, you learned that PeopleSoft has two tools designed for working with queries: Query Viewer and Query Manager. Security administrators determine which of these tools users have access to. Query Viewer is a read-only version of Query Manager. Users with access to it can run a query and display results in a new window, schedule a query, print a query, and download results to an Excel spreadsheet. In addition to the options in Query Viewer, Query Manager allows users to create a query, delete a query, rename a query, and edit an existing query. Because the search values in both are the same, we'll work with Query Manager in this series. Existing queries come from four sources: Board Delivered, which are created by Georgia First developers; Institution Developed, which are unique to individual institutions; User Developed, which are created and saved by individual users; and PeopleSoft Delivered. Queries that all users at an institution can access are called public queries. In this course, we'll address the two main sources of public queries: those developed by Georgia First and those developed by institutions. Queries developed by Georgia First begin with the letters BOR for Board of Regents and an underscore. Queries developed by institutions begin with the first three numbers of the institution's business unit and an underscore. To begin your search for a public query, navigate to Query Manager at Main Menu, Reporting Tools, Query, Query Manager. The program opens in the Find an Existing Query page. If you know the name of your query or what it begins with, you can enter it into the Begins With field. Remember that board-delivered queries use a naming convention that begins with BOR underscore. Often the underscore is followed by letters that stand for the module for which it was developed. A query written for accounts payable, for example, will begin with BOR underscore AP. Type this into the Begins With field and click Search, and you get a list of all board-developed queries for accounts payable. You are not limited to searching for the query name, however. You can use the Search By drop-down button to access a list of options in addition to query name. In this example, I chose Uses Field Name and put Vendor in the Begins With field. As you can see, the program generated 300 results. If you need to narrow your list of results, you can use the Advanced Search function. Both the basic and advanced search allow you to select the same search by criteria. However, the basic search enables you to search using only the Begins With condition. The advanced search enables you to narrow your search by using one or more search by criteria. Most users fill in only two criteria, although you may fill in more if you have the correct information. In this advanced search, I chose BOR underscore AP in the Query Name Begins With field. Then I added Vendor in the Uses Field Name Contains field. By using both criteria, I have reduced my search results from 300 queries to only 19. Now I can scroll down and find the query for which I'm searching. Many institutions create their own queries and edit BOR queries to better suit their needs. The naming convention for these queries begins with the first 3 numbers of the business unit of the institution and an underscore. Here I've put the first 3 digits of the System Office's business unit, 980, and an underscore. I left in vendor as the user's field name. Now I have 30 queries, all of which apply only to the System Office. If you want to search for queries specific to your institution, put in the first 3 digits of the institution's business unit and an underscore. Then use other fields or add the module to narrow the list. Here you can see that I added AP to my query name begins with field, kept vendor, and narrowed my list to 2 queries, a very manageable list. You should now understand the difference between Query Viewer and Query Manager and know how to use both tools to search for existing queries. You should also be able to narrow your search to a reasonable list. But what if you still can't find the query you need? In the next course, you'll learn how to use the Georgia First website to find existing queries. If you have further questions, please contact the ITS Help Desk at helpdesk@usg.edu. Thank you for attending.